The economy is in or is very close to recession. So the opportunity to replace postal employment with another job after retirement has diminished. The cost of living is going up, so making the transition from union employment, paying $50,000 to $60,000 per year, to a fixed annuity under best of circumstances is tough, requiring significant lifestyle changes. For many, the only option after retirement is non-union minimum wage supplemental employment. APWU demands that for every eligible employee who is offered the early out, they must be offered or should be offered payment to cushion the shock of retirement. Postal management refuses to even discuss our proposal. So I have asked eligible employees to reject early retirement. And even if eligible for regular retirement, why go now when the Postal Service so desperately needs to reduce costs? Let's stay and make them pay.
The first day's agenda also included a financial report by Secretary-Treasurer Terry Stapleton. In an interview before the convention, Stapleton gave an overview of the union's financial health.
Our current status is good. We, over the last 3 years, have done a fantastic job of managing our money and staying within our budget. And that's a credit to President Burris, Vice President Guffey, our National Executive Board, and all of our officers throughout headquarters as well as the field. There has been a collective effort to contain spending, but we are faced with loss of membership that could result in some serious challenges for the future. And that's what we want to prepare for, and that's what we want to discuss. Right now, we're fine. Challenges in the future we've got to face, we've got to deal with, and we have to come up with solutions. In last Saturday's Washington Post, they had an article on the current status of the economy in which they compared it to the Depression of 1929, saying that this is the worst financial challenge that the American people and the government have been faced with since 1929. And so that's something that we have to be aware of, that what happens throughout the country affects the Postal Service, what happens to the Postal Service affects our union. As we continue to decline in terms of membership, that's a major challenge that we have to face also. And we know the Postal Service is trying to reduce the numbers of workers, in particular workers that belong to the American Postal Workers Union. And for every 5,000 members that we lose $1 million in revenue. And that has to be taken into account, and it has to be planned for. And for every $1 million that we lose in revenue, the locals throughout the country lose $2 million. Because it's a 1/3 for us, a 2/3 for them. So this is an opportunity to talk about the future, to talk about those challenges, and to try to come up with some solutions to deal with those problems. And we can only reach those solutions if we work together, and we set aside any animosities that may be the result of location, locals that we belong to, our status as an officer. We need to set all that aside and come together collectively as union brothers and sisters and find solutions to the problems that face us.
This is the third consecutive convention to feature the APWU Chorus, coordinated by Elise Bryant. Every morning they'll provide a wake-up call for delegates as they enter the hall. Let's close today's show with the sound of their voices raised in song. Thanks for watching. I'm Celeste Crenshaw. I'll see you tomorrow.
As I was walking that Biennial highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the red bring sadness.